Howdy, Sam here, and today I want to talk about one of my favorite fighting games of all time, Fight of Gods. Made by a Taiwanese game studio called Digital Crafter. This game came out a few years ago and it was pretty popular for like a day. Anyway, let's talk about it. Now, by far, the most interesting part about this game is the roster. I mean, where else can you have the legendary matchup of Jesus versus Buddha? Two of the most pacifist and peace-loving beings in all of history. Let's see who would win in a fist fight. I mean, the roster of this game just blows any other game out of the water. I mean, look at Smash Bros. Mario, Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, some of the most recognizable video game characters of all time. Try and stand up against someone from the most recognizable piece of literature of all time. Anyway, enough introduction. Let's get to the characters.
Now, what better way to start off with a character list than with the King of all kings, Jesus. Though, in this game, Jesus acts a little differently than the Jesus we know. For one thing, he's super buff. And for another thing, he starts off the match by ripping free of the cross, by breaking it in half, and then proceeding to use those broken ends that are still nailed to his hands to beat anyone who dare challenges him. And his fighting style doesn't just end there, it's using blunt force damage done by broken cross. Now, Jesus also has all of his special moves, all taken straight from the Bible, like weaponized holy light, or the super-powered Son of God Shoryuken, a move that obviously Ryu stole from Jesus since Jesus came first. Next on the list, let's talk about Buddha. And real quick, try to imagine Buddha. Yep, whatever you imagined was wrong, because this Buddha is also ripped, just like Jesus. And he also has a moveset that uses almost entirely his hands. He throws hands at you, he slaps you with his hands, everything. And he used enough hands that he made that JoJo character pretty happy. He also is sitting the entire time, because he can't stand any other fighter. So, you know that old guy from the bad Marvel movies, and also Thor Ragnarok? Yeah, well, he's in the game. And when designing him, the developers probably were like, oh, should we make him similar to the size of a human who uses his wisdom to win? And they're like, nah, let's just make him absolutely jacked and 2 meters tall. Though, in their defense, if you found an actual Viking and asked him to describe the most powerful god in his religion, I'm sure the Odin in this game would be a lot closer than whatever the hell Marvel used.
Yo, Vexton, tell me about your gods.
Oh, I would have to say a god of healing who could heal the arrow which is stuck. And then he spontaneously died of a heart attack and 37 knife wounds and blunt force trauma to the head and getting run over by an SUV 5 times. I mean, you really just never know what's going to happen to people nowadays.
One of the reasons I like Fight of Gods is it introduces you to gods and deities from all around the world. I mean, everyone has heard of Zeus or Anubis, but until this game, I had never heard of a Guangdong. The game even provides a short description of every character, and gives a little bit of information about who they are.
Wow, this sure would be interesting if I could read.
Another character they added was the goddess Amaterasu, though this time she's not a wolf with a sun on her back, she's a person with a sun on her back. Maybe this is why she wasn't in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. She was too busy fighting in this game. Or maybe it's just because Marvel vs. Capcom was a bad game. Now, everyone knows Zeus, beloved family man and loyal husband. Lord of all gods? Wow, there have been many interpretations of him, and the developers of this game decided to come up with an original idea. And by original, I mean not at all, and just straight copying from God of War. Zeus also has an alternate skin where he looks just like the Hulk with infinity gauntlets, which is pretty damn cool. It really surprises me that there was only one Egyptian god. I mean, they have to be on par with Greek and Norse gods, but yet both of them got 2, and Egyptians only got 1. I mean, really, you couldn't add one more character? I mean, where's the love for fan favorite god Best? It's a great Egyptian god. Athena, the god of wisdom and knowledge, who always shows maturity and intelligence. Well, not in this game. Here, Athena looks like she's 14 years old, and if I quote my cousin, when he first saw her, they made Athena into a lolly. Why the hell did they do that? And you thought Beyblade Moses was the coolest interpretation. Just you wait until you see this Moses. Wielding the Ten Commandments as his literal weapon, Moses comes in swinging, and is quite agile for someone of his age. And I don't know if this is how God intended for Moses to use the Ten Commandments. Probably not. Though I'll just assume that whoever he's fighting was previously caught worshipping a gold calf. Oh boy, Sif, wife of Thor, goddess of the earth, and in this game, the true embodiment of fan support. Don't believe me? The match literally starts with a close-up on her tits. Then she's and has a freaking into her moveset. The only thing I don't understand is why Disney had to ruin this perfect character with their shitty interpretation. Every character in the game has two special moves. One of them just commonly boosts strength or something else boring. But the other one is actually pretty cool. It does a huge amount of damage and is a super powerful attack. Though some of these are cool than others, like Zeus's Decimation. Also, some of them are pretty cool references to the specific deity's history, like Anubis weighing his opponent's soul. Though I don't know why even Jesus, the embodiment of pure and good, gets determined bad. Though I think Anubis is just biased. The only reason I actually even heard about this game was because it got banned in Malaysia and Singapore. It also has not yet been released in Japan, even though it features a few Japanese deities. It also hit some censorship when it got ported to PlayStation, where Jesus got renamed Saint, and Buddha got renamed Zen. No problems on the Switch version though, which I also own along with the computer version. I swear it's not an addiction.
All jokes aside, I think this is a pretty cool game. I mean, it definitely had its drawbacks, but that's expected from an indie developed game. And I mean, when I first got this game, I thought it'd just be a cheap game that's only defining feature was it has Jesus as a playable fighter. And I mean, that's kind of true, but I think the developers are just limited by what the skill and resources they had at hand. And I think the developers now have moved on to other games, and that's fine. I'm happy with the game staying as is. Though, come to think of it, there are a few other deities they better add.